Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this bill. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the majority leader for bringing this bill, which is very timely, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to indicate that just as the majority leader was indicated when he was moving, is that the virtual assets are digital presentations of value that are capable of being traded or transferred. And Mr. Speaker, because they are not physical assets, there are many issues that are likely to arise, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, of course, some of the things that the members have said is the heightened risk of money laundering and terrorist financing, fraud, market manipulation, and operational and cybersecurity vulnerabilities. And then, of course, the issue of lack of regulation, and which I'm happy that by this law, there will be an aspect of regulation. Mr. Speaker, another issue is the market and operational risks that include price volatility, and again, of course, had indicated the issue of cyber security. Mr. Speaker, I just want to comment very briefly on some of the things that this bill speaks to. Mr. Speaker, of course, it designates a regulatory authorities, which is a very good thing, because this is a sector that is not aptly regulated. And because it is not regulated, Mr. Speaker, it becomes very difficult to differentiate between legit virtual assets operations and what has come to be known in Kenya as wash. Mr. Speaker, we are seeing a lot of people who, after getting money under very questionable circumstances, suddenly to hide the money, they want to all come into parliament, get into positions of authority, where then they can be able or presume to be able to hide the money. Mr. Speaker, I think the other good thing that this bill does is to provide licensing requirements so that it's not a free-for-all, but that when people are engaged, then again, through licensing, we will be able to know who we are dealing with, and it will enable us to deal with the cyber threats that we are talking about. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy that under this bill, clause 21, 22, and 23 talks about even up to 24, very ethical issues such as businesses to be conducted in prudent manner, with integrity, and also the issues of conflict of interest. Mr. Speaker, the other issue that I think is notable is that it also provides for criminal offenses and penalties where people misuse this platform. Mr. Speaker, then there's also, Mr. Speaker, when we passed the Data Protection Act, I actually thought we were being melodramatic until last year when we actually had the Gen Z issue, and my number was shared, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I understood why there's need for data protection. Mr. Speaker, I was getting messages, I was getting calls at every and any hour. And Mr. Speaker, I was not considered bad. I was considered a favorite at that time. And Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering if I was a favorite and I'm getting that kind of messaging. What about the people that were not liked? Mr. Speaker, I was forced.
Like the chair?
Yes, like the chair. Mr. Speaker, I was forced to get a temporary new number because I couldn't cope. Mr. Speaker, I hired somebody, a young man, a Gen Z, to manage my phone, and I was paying a monthly salary. After a month, he returned my number and told me, you and your money and your phone, I can't deal. Data protection. And this one, it was not, probably harmful. Look at the case of Albert Ojwang's father. He was talking about money disappearing, and we are talking almost on the virtual space, that we are not talking about hard currency. In the past, for you to steal my money, you needed to get a gun to shoot me, get where the money is and to shoot. But now, because we are dealing in a different era, it becomes very easy for somebody to just know how to tweak and steal from you. And we have an amazing number of very educated young people that will benefit where we have regularized virtual assets, and they can work within this sector. Mr. Speaker, the only challenge I would want to say is that sometimes when we are moving technologically, there are areas that are likely to be left behind, including my constituency, for instance, the rural areas, that as people are talking about virtual assets, they have no clue what you're talking about. We still use the hard currency. And so I would want to encourage that, and I was hoping to see that some of the things that we are speaking to is actually technological equity, so that we actually have more people engaging in these platforms and we carry everybody forward. I would also wish if the committee, I don't know if the committee has done that, but I'm seeing the bill is the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill. I don't know if you've considered whether it should also be virtual asset service providers and users, because we shouldn't only talk to providers, but to users as well. Because when you are talking about protecting people's data, protecting their assets, their virtual assets, then you are speaking also to the users. Mr. Speaker, I'd read it halfway. If there are any issues that I think I would need to look at where I would recommend amendments. So far, the one I've seen is including the issues really of technological equity and also the issue of including the users. Otherwise, I thank the committee and I thank the Kenyan Parliament, as much as we are really castigated a lot of times, but we are really ahead of most of our counterparts, even across the world. Recently, I was invited for a conference in Southern Africa where they were talking about issues relating to the bill that I'm sponsoring. And I discovered that in Kenya, even though our bill is still in the committee of the whole house, but we are way ahead, and people are looking at Kenya, for example. And one of the ladies shared with me that in Nigeria, they were actually looking at coming up with a similar bill. Then they discovered that it was my bill, word for word, until they forgot and used terminology that was very clearly Kenyan. So the person who was reviewing said, this is not Nigeria, this is Kenyan, because of the way, the systems was very clearly Kenyan. So I want to laud us as the legislative arm of government for the excellent work we do. We are encouraging the executive arm similarly to not fail us, that once we put this in place, let the implementation be just as effective as the legislative. Otherwise, I thank the committee and I support. Thank you.
Honorable Kose.
Honorable Speaker, on the onset,